In the event of an emergency evacuation, please follow these guidelines. If you are seated in the lower rows of level 100, please walk down the stairs to the floor, proceed through the nearest portal, and exit the building. For the upper rows of level 100, walk up the stairs to the concourse and exit through the nearest doors. Those seated in 200, 300, or loge seating, walk downstairs to the concourse to exit through the nearest doors. Elevators will not be in service, but event staff will be available to guide and assist you.
Good evening. Welcome to today's commencement exercises. I am Jake Working from Engineering Advising. If you are able, please stand for the academic procession. The procession includes the graduates of the Tickle College of Engineering, class of 2024, and faculty representatives led by Molly Kloss, who carries the college banner. College Dean Matthew M. Minch and University of Tennessee Knoxville Provost John Zomchik will lead the commencement stage party that includes today's speaker, Misty Mays, and members of the college administration.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Michael Dankwa, Associate Dean for Academic and Student Affairs for the Tickle College of Engineering. We welcome you all on behalf of the college. Please remain standing as you are able as we begin today's ceremony with a presentation of our national colors and the singing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps and join Megan Klasky in singing the Star-Spangled Banner. Klasky is accompanied by the Orange Blossom Saxophone Quartet, Matt Rotten, Brooklyn Crabtree, Sean Keenan, Ben Strobel. Today's color guard is presented by cadets from the University of Tennessee Air Force ROTC program. Please be seated. Welcome you once again. Let's start our program by giving our graduates a round of applause. It is now my honor to introduce Dr. Matthew Mensch, Dean of the Tickle College of Engineering.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dankwa. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. And whether it took you 4 years, 6, 8, hope there's no 10s out there. You're all graduates today, and it doesn't matter. So congratulations to you. Today marks a significant milestone in the lives of some of our students. For many of our class members of the class of 2024, the day is especially meaningful because our high school graduations were interrupted by the COVID pandemic. We're thrilled to celebrate them today, and we hope this occasion becomes a cherished memory in your lives. Commencement's a formal ceremony. We request that all attendees remain respectful. We also ask that everyone stays until the ceremony is fully completed so that every graduate can enjoy the event without disruption. Thank you. It's my belief that these 2024 graduates will contribute to a better future for humankind. I love the profession of engineering because no matter what discipline you're in, the goal is the same: to improve the human condition by creating, designing, building, and testing things in lives. So either through better prosthetics, providing clean water, safe infrastructure, developing AI tools, the engineers of the world are here to help, and the world needs a lot of engineers. The challenges we face, though, aren't solely the domain of engineers. To be successful, you're going to have to work across the spectrum of communities, talents, and professions that the world has to offer to find complex solutions to increasingly complex problems that you've never even dreamed of as you sit here today. But you'll be up to that task. You've pursued degrees in one of the most demanding disciplines at one of the top schools in the country and have met our highest expectations. This group of graduates has witnessed many achievements by our college during their time at the University of Tennessee. From new facilities to programs to the talented faculty and staff around me, there are successes everywhere you look. In just the past 3 years, the Tickle College of Engineering has set records for undergraduate and graduate enrollment, including incoming GPA, historically underrepresented enrollments, intellectual property development, research expenditures, and has recently secured an endowment to name the Jessica Morris Women in Engineering program. Add to that the creation of 2 new departments of Applied Engineering Technology and Biomedical Engineering that will come online in the fall of 2025, along with over 30 new faculty hires in strategic areas to meet this growth. We're setting the foundation for a tremendous future, and you're going to help us by going out there and doing a fantastic job for humanity. We've got much to celebrate, both for our college and for the graduates. And as a parent of 3, one of them just graduated a couple weeks ago, I also want to acknowledge and take a moment to acknowledge the dedication, the sleepless nights, the anxiety of all of the parents and the providers and the supporters of these graduates we have here tonight. Please give yourself a round of applause. Like I said, I just had one graduate, and I know it's not easy. And I know you're sitting out there thinking, how in the heck did this go by so quickly, right? How did 21 years, 22 years go by so quickly? And students, graduates, engineers, let me tell you this, let me assure you of this. All of these supporters of you out there are so proud of you. They're incredibly happy, and you see it in the photographs that they take. They're big smiles. Some of that smile is because they're very proud of you, and some of that is because they're thinking about the vacations they're going to take because there's no more tuition bills coming their way. But this is your night. Congratulations. I wish you all very happy, prosperous, and successful lives. You're all Vols for life. At this time, it's my pleasure to introduce our commencement speaker, Misty Mays. She's a graduate of industrial engineering in 1988. Mays is the founder and CEO of Management Solutions, the prime contractor supporting the $26 billion clean energy project portfolio of the U.S. Department of Energy's Office of Clean Energy Demonstrations. Mays founded Management Solutions in 2002 with a focus on delivering complex projects critical to national security. Since then, the firm has grown across 26 states and managed over $10 billion in projects. Management Solutions has been recognized as the U.S. Small Business Administration's National Subcontractor of the Year. In 2023, the company was awarded a $192 million contract to provide comprehensive clean energy technology support for the Department of Energy, one of the largest federal clean energy contracts ever awarded to a female-owned business. Mays has been invited to the White House. She's testified before Congress on multiple occasions in recognition of her achievements and for her advocacy for women engineers and entrepreneurs. She's even been recognized as Entrepreneur of the Year by the Knoxville Chamber of Commerce and was recently inducted in UT's Industrial and Systems Engineering Hall of Fame. Mays serves her alma mater as member of the Tickle College of Engineering Board of Advisors, for which she was the first female chair, and as the Haslam College of Business Management Advisory Board. She's a guest lecturer for the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering, and she advocates for women entrepreneurs through women impacting public policy and other local, national, and global nonprofit agencies. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our distinguished commencement speaker, Misty Mays.
Thank you. I'm super pumped. I mean, standing back there watching you guys come in, congratulations. You're going to have an achievement by receiving this degree that's unmatched. Even today, when I go in and introduce my company to different organizations, I start out by saying, I'm an engineer by study, and it sets the framework for the meeting. So you're going to be able to say that day in, day out, and so I'm so proud of you. To all the folks that are out here on the side that, as Dean Minch said, have poured into these folks, I know when you came in here today, what you want to see is your child, neighbor, friend, niece, nephew walk across this stage. You don't want a big, long speech here. You probably flipped through the thing to see if it was going to be Peyton Manning, and you're like, who the heck is Misty Mays? So here's what I'm going to say. I had a son just get married, and when they approached him and said, hey, how do you want the service to go? He only had 2 requests. He goes, I want it light and tight. So I'm going to give that same promise to you guys. It's going to be light and tight, and you're going to see your graduate walk across the stage. They're a little nervous because I just went off script at the very beginning, so I'm going to regroup and quit going rogue and stick to the script. So good evening, Provost Zomchik, Dean Minch, faculty, staff, honored guests, family, friends, and most importantly, the 2024 graduates of the Tickle College of Engineering. Thank you for having me tonight. It's such a privilege to be here, and Dean Minch, thank you for the kind words and wonderful introduction. I want y'all just to take a second to look around. So for those of you that were like 4 years at this university, this is what an actual graduation looks like. Your class coming out of high school was right in the middle of COVID. Some of you probably had no graduation ceremony. Some of you might have had a virtual ceremony. I know one of my sons had a thing at a football field where you could bring like 1 person. So what a privilege it is to be here today. And now we no longer, hopefully you no longer take things like this for granted. It's a special night to be here, and we're excited to celebrate with you. You know, the next thought I had when I'm looking out at you all is what I felt like when I was sitting in your seat several years ago, several years ago. I was excited, but I was a bit nervous. I had no job lined up and no real prospects. Obviously, I wasn't the smartest person in my class and really wasn't sure what I was going to do from a next step perspective. So everything you heard the dean read about me and my company should be living proof to you all that anything is possible. You can achieve your dreams, but the key is having the right mindset so that you know how you can grow in your career. We have to learn to control what we can. We all know that in today's world, there's so many times that there's so many things out of our control. Every day we wake up, so many things that we don't even have any control over whatsoever. But what I want you to think about, and what's extremely important, is there are a lot of things we actually do have in our control. You all you've heard phenomenal, during your 4 years, 5 years here, you've heard phenomenal professors, speakers, all kinds of experts in engineering. And so what I'm going to do tonight is talk a little bit about some of the things that you don't hear probably quite as much, what people often refer to as softer skills, but I think they're mightily important. You see, I hear it all the time. I would have done this, I should have done that, I could have done this, if only this had happened. Folks, I feel like we woulda, coulda, shoulda all over ourselves all the time. Surprisingly, there are a lot of things that we have 100% control of. I just want to name a few of those tonight. First, what about our attitudes? How do we feel about a certain situation? Are we mad we maybe didn't get on the right project team we wanted to be on? Maybe we didn't get in the right department at a company we hired in on or we did a co-op experience on. Maybe the first job is not in the ideal city we wanted. Your attitude is definitely going to determine your altitude. So instead of going in and saying, this stinks, this is not what I wanted, you can go in and think to yourself, I'm going to do the best I can with what I have at this point in time. Another fact about your attitude is it's greatly dependent on the 5 people you surround yourself with. The data shows you adopt the mindset of the folks you spend the most time with. Are those 5 folks building you up or tearing you down? I think that's an important question you should ask yourself. This world is way too hard if folks are constantly tearing you down that are in your inner circle. You need people speaking greatness into you, challenging you to do more than you ever thought was possible. To that point, when my 3 sons were younger and I would drop them off for school, all the other moms were waving at their kids going, bye honey, love you. And as mine were slamming the door in my face, I shouted to them each day, don't just suck air, add value. Every day, I wanted them to have an attitude of thankfulness and looking for ways to add value in their communities. Next, what about your effort? You know, again, you may not be able to be on the right project team you'd hope for. You may not get the right assignment for that first job, but what kind of effort are you going to give? Are you going to say, you know what, I'm just going to show up? Are you going to go in and say, you know what, I guarantee I'm going to learn something in this, and I'm going to do the best I can to gain this knowledge and experience that I wouldn't have had previously. Think about visualization. This is so important. Are you visualizing success and what that looks like in your life? And let me just pause there and say, don't always equate success with the amount of money you make. Success can be showing up in somebody's life. Success can be making an impact on your community. So when I talk about success, think of it in all those connotations. Every single meeting that I go into, I visualize and walk through in my mind what success looks like. I'm constantly thinking of my life, and I'm trying to visualize that process. Your mind is such a powerful tool. If you're not visualizing success and you don't expect it, that's going to be reflected in all your communication and your dialogue. So get prepared, visualize what success looks like, and try to do everything you can to prepare for it. Let's talk a little bit about communication. There's many forms of communication, as you know: written communication, verbal communication, body language, etc. People may say communication's basic, it's not that important, it's given, but here's some key statistics that I think make it extremely important. Nearly 60% of all employers say they would not hire someone with a high IQ but poor communication skills. 60%. 75% of employers say they're more likely to promote a worker with excellent communication skills. And 3 out of every 4 employers say they value communication over IQ. Folks, those are staggering statistics to speak about the importance of communication. I think we as engineers tend to be very detail-focused, data-focused. Oftentimes we're very heads down. I encourage you to look up, communicate, be part of that organization that's leading in communication. Let's just look at something like body language, for instance. If you're lying back in your seat and don't appear interested, if you're looking off, if you're playing on your phone, all those things send a message to your employers, your spouses, your children, and anyone you're interfacing with. So body language is so important. Please appear eager and interested. And as a side, I would just challenge you, don't let your phone always be the mechanism of communication. It means a lot to give someone eye contact and show them that you're present. Next, I want to speak a little bit about perspective. We totally control our perspective. Your perspective is either going to be your prison or your power. So when you think about perspective, one of the things I say to my company every quarter when we have an all-hands meeting is, if you wake up in a free country like the USA and you've got access to clean drinking water that 70% of the world doesn't have, folks, it's a good day. And just begin from that perspective. I was speaking at a class a while back to a large group of students. And I said to them, if I gave you $1 million, would you take it? And they were like, absolutely. I said, if I gave you $10 million, would you take it? And they said, absolutely. I said, here's the caveat. If you take the $10 million, the day you take it is the last day you live. Would you still take it? And they all said, no, no way I would take it. And I said, so what you're saying to me is your life is worth more than $10 million. And they all nodded and said, with 100%, they all said yes. And I said, so start acting like it. When you wake up every single day, act like your life is worth $10 million. When you get up, say, I'm thankful When you get up, say, I'm thankful to have another opportunity to perform. I'm thankful to have an opportunity to give back to this community, and think about those aspects instead. Lastly, I want to talk about focus. You know, we have a world that's focused on problems, not solutions. People love to hear about problems. In fact, we have the greatest addiction to that in our country when you think about it. Is there any other country in the world that Oprah Winfrey could leave the traditional 4 p.m. slot and go out and start her own network and have 40 million people follow her every day to hear, at that time, her talking about all the problems? And look at TV today, TV during the day. It's all about people's problems. Folks, I challenge you to be solutionaries. When you go into your organizations, there's going to be problems everywhere. As a CEO, I go to bed every night knowing what my problems are. I wake up every morning knowing what those same problems are. What I'm looking for are engineers that come to me and say, you know what? I know you've got this problem. I may not have 100% of the answer, but I'm willing to go out and learn and find a solution if you'll give me a chance. I'm going to go to that person all day long. I often tell the story about an intern that I had from just a peer of your all's from this college that came to my office and wanted to intern for a summer. And during that summer, he happened to be in my board of directors meeting. And I had come in there with another great idea that they were all less than stellarly excited to hear about. And as I was laying out this great pitch, they were all looking down. No one was making eye contact because they didn't want to be assigned that special project. So when I came to a pause, that intern looked over at me and said, you know what, I don't really have any idea what you're talking about, but I'm going to go out, and if you'll give me a chance, I'll research it, I'll find out, and I'll bring you enough data to equip you to make a decision. So be that 20% of our population that's bringing solutions, not the 80% that are focused on the problems. I'm going to end this talk with a story. So this guy goes over to India to visit some friends and gets bored one day and decides to go check out the animal park there. He pays his admission and walks around a bit, stopping dead in his tracks, scared out of his wits. He begins by running in the opposite direction as he sees a herd of elephants charging towards him. There were no fences, no barriers, no chains holding those giants at bay. All that he saw was a rope that was tied around each of their left hind legs and a trainer walking beside them. Appalled at the lack of concern shown by the park workers, the man finds a trainer in order to give him a piece of his mind. And he says, "Are you guys crazy? Someone's going to get killed. You have a 4-ton animal walking amongst the people, and all that's constraining him is a measly piece of rope that he could snap without a thought." And the trainer motions for him to calm down, and he says, "Listen, when these elephants are born, we tie this rope around their leg, and at that time, the rope is strong enough to constrain them. And because they believe that that rope is stronger than they are, they go through their entire life constrained by that weak piece of string. And even though they have the power to snap that rope to pieces, their beliefs hold them back. And I wonder if there's anything that you've been believing that's holding you back from becoming the student and the person you want to be." You see, I hear it all the time. People believe they can't make a certain amount of money. They believe they can't make a certain grade point average. They can't go to the college of their dreams. They can't choose a major like engineering. They can't make it to the next level or work hard or study to change the world. And let me tell you this, most of the time, you will get what you expect. Because you see, people are limited most by what they believe is possible. It was once believed long ago that no man could ever run a sub 4-minute mile. And then often long ago, on a windy day in Oxford, England, in 1954, a man named Roger Bannister sent shockwaves around the world. He ran it in 3 minutes and 59 seconds. What was deeply believed to be impossible was now shattered, and runners everywhere adopted a new belief. Only 46 days later was Bannister's record broken, and soon his mark was beaten all over the place. To that point, now a sub 4-minute mile is the norm. So just like the runners in that story, you have the opportunity to change the story you tell yourself. Look at the fuel you ingest yourself with. You need to read stories of people who have done extraordinary things. You need to listen to music and watch movies that inspire you to go beyond what you believe is possible. And most importantly, you need to surround yourself with people who believe in your potential and foster growth in your life. Because if you continue to sit next to the same people who moan about the teacher keeping them down or how stupid a test is, then you're going to continue to think in that same manner, because this fact holds true. You will adopt the mindset, the outlook, and the beliefs of those 5 people you're closest to. And with the trajectory of your life hanging in the balance, you should choose wisely. All things are possible to him who believes. What do you believe? So as I close, I'll leave you with these 2 thoughts. First, what do you believe is possible? And secondly, in any endeavor that you're involved in, don't just suck air, add value. Good luck and Godspeed. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to recognize those members of our faculty of Tickle College of Engineering who are with us today. Please join me in acknowledging our outstanding faculty members. And now, ladies and gentlemen, may I direct your attention to the arena floor to present the candidates for graduation. It is now my privilege to recognize the top graduates and other outstanding student recognitions in the Tickle College of Engineering. Please stand as I call your name. Please hold your applause until all the names have been called. Charles Derrick Bailey IV, Matthew Joseph Bowlby, Connor John Brown, Joseph Scott Brown, Jiawei Chen, Gerald M. Dixon, Dean William Elorando, Caleb Thompson Fisher, Christopher Jacob Leonard, Jackson Dean Logmeyer, Justin Thomas McKnight, Jessica Nicole Nelson, Logan Ellis O'Neill, Kyle Gregory Padu, Josephine E. Rich, Andrew Lorick Rada, Benjamin Knox Spackman, Lillian Valentine Swan, Marisa Marie Trouble, Eric Michael Vaughn, Don Jun Woon. The next group of students are our National Academy of Engineering Grand Challenge scholars. These are students who have completed additional challenging academic requirements stipulated by the National Academy of Engineering. Jessie Lee, Alena Washington, and Jovan Yoshioka. I also want to recognize our graduating Tickle College of Engineering ambassadors. Alexander Becker, Molly Klaus, Eli Cruz, William Cuny, Thomas Ensley, Bianca Harris, Rachel Ivy, Jessie Lee, Kasturi Palapaliam, Marisa Trouble, Elena Washington, Abigail White, I also want to recognize our graduating HEAT Integrated Business and Engineering Program students. Eli Bosco, Houston Klassen, Charlie Kraft, Thomas Ensley, Carol Garner, William Maddox, Caitlin McCall, Joseph Modo, Micah Owens, Kate Siegel, Veda Say, Shervin Sharani, Kyle Siegel, Ciara Spalding, Chloe Stone, and Jovan Yoshioka. Please join me in recognizing these outstanding students. Today, our graduates will be introduced individually. Our students have worked hard to earn their degrees. I ask that you be patient as we recognize each graduate. John Steyer will announce each student's name as they walk across the stage. Graduates, the ushers will direct you to the stage where you'll be introduced. Once you have crossed the stage and had your photo taken, please return to your seats. The official degree conferral will take place once all names have been called. Students will approach in the following order: chemical engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, computer science, electrical engineering, industrial engineering, material science and engineering, aerospace engineering, biomedical engineering, mechanical engineering, and nuclear engineering. Provost Somchik and Dean Mensch, would you please approach the platform to welcome our degree recipients?
From the Department of Chemical and Biomolecular Engineering, we have Christian John Emmett Herbert. Andrew Jackson Reed. Maeve O'Neill. Ray Morrow McCula. Rachel Marie Villerwell Albert. Adia Josephine Bolowa. Caitlin Brooke McCall. Ellis Meekim. Michaela Nicole Hall. Emily Elizabeth Leopen. Brianna Lee Jones. Autumn T. Cox. Jessica Nicole Nelson. Christopher Leonard. Zane Alexander Davis. Jake Allen Jensen. Alexis Caroline Hedrick. Joseph Fish Gallivan. Conrad Brewer. Matthew Albert Newman. Lisa Nicole Peters. Madeline Lily Strong. Carolyn P. Landry Mitchell. Brody Scott Carmack. Laura Elizabeth Turner. Sma, it's Maya. Jason Albert Cornelio. Virginia K. Wilson. Isaac Alexander Vargas. Jacob Cole Lawachuk. Katie Davis. Robert Andrew Kendrick Sutherland. Joshua Samuel Darlington. Nikhil Patel. Justin Lee. Logan Emmerich Crawford. Alexander Michael Becker. Samuel Edward Andrews, Colin Golias, Terrence Andre Osorio, Charles Glenn Patton, Cody Lee Roberts, Tabitha Darby Birch, Chloe Amelia Sams, Travis James Vesky, Donovan Alexander Lewis, Rory Elise Clark, Jacob DeBose Prusha, Emma Kathleen Short, Bryce Douglas Flore, Isabel Lamb, Jesse Lee, Marin Elizabeth Gwaltney, Haley Ann Snyder, Abigail White, Evan Blair Wayman, Adam Garrett One Shell, Elisa Kimbrell, Hamza Obadallah Al-Abzi, Abdallah Olbabsari, Joshua Presley, our next students are from the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering. Garrett Andrew Overholt, Lance David Tudor, Carson Edward Reisinger, Jason Matthew Camilleri, Matthew Edward Forrest, Peyton Robert Dove, Harrison Duke Warren, Camille Anderson Landstreet, Kristen Renee Schultz, Ashlyn Marie Salahowski, Heather Lukenhoff, Mitchell Ryan Parsons, Joseph C. Billadou, Parker Bryson Howell, Houston Thomas Williams, John William Poston, Ira Mitchell Ballard, Austin Walker Reeves, Jackson Stewart Reeves, Gray Curry Reeves, Jacob Scott Cook, Jackson Eli Powers, Greg Cherry, Tristan Matthew Marchwitz, Mitchell Kane Tracy, Kylie Nicole Fair, Chloe Elizabeth Mahalik, Durrett Wesley McKay, Mauro Perez, Bailey Hope Sawyers, Jacob William Rightina, Caroline Lane Dykes, John D. Googe, Nolan Thomas Murr, James Whitehead, Kareem Ashton Rodriguez, Taylor Cruz, Matthew Hobaka, Ethan Owen. Brandon Michael Harrell. John Thomas Early. Ryan Michael Jones. Justin Daniel Bartolowitz. James Edward Christopher Mai. Paul Malcolm Patrick. Caleb Wayne Campbell. Tyler Andrew Watterson. Caden Paul Klein. Walker R. Long. Blythe Palmer Lundberg. Ava Leanne Delaney. Faith Madison Lucas. Lydia Sutton Foster. Emma Lauren O'Hagan. Isabella Lane Hamby. Evan Michael Pendrock. Enoch Lin Zhang. Jaden Cooper Chin. John Sebastian Ogle. Ryan Paul Scalzo. Emma Grace Poindexter. Marissa Marie Troobel. Victoria Lashun Hall. Natalie Catherine Zomek. Our next students are from the Department of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science. Stephen Nathaniel Souther. Kevin Antonio Craddock. Erin Alexandria Briggs. Katie Lynn Knuckles. Sarah Huang. Anna Caroline Franz. Michael David Gibson. Andrew David Hines. Jovan Franciscus Luther Yoshioka. Dong Jun Hwan. Jonathan Edward Skeen. Jihoon Kim. Sa-young An. Richard Matthew Rosenbaum. Matthew Christopher Deraney. Sherven Sharani. Austin Douglas Greer. John R. Blackaby. Eli J. Kell. Tulsi Taylor. Ria Depakamur Patel. Manan Utpalkumar Patel. Zachary Thomas Perry. Thomas Logan Smith. Harrison H. Hoyt. Kuba Lucas Zalagowski. Alexander Simo Kernetta. Edward Joseph Moran V. Ryland Eddie Seagraves. Joseph Philip Webby. Noah S. Shope. Jonathan T. Graham. Jarrett Mitchell Johnson. Jared Wayne Dalton. Sean Martin Kurtzel. Andrew Ray Friend. Lillian Valentine Swan. Paige Marie King. Katrina H. Marks. Joshua Brett Humphreys. Befaker Teferi Bolgel. Henry Gardner Brand. Caleb Joseph Smith. Samuel Luke Thomas. William James Cuney. Harrison Degnan Dealer. Eli Burke Deal. Vincent Gregory Broda. Dean Longmire. Logan Alexander Bowers. Nagendra Kalpesh. Up the yay. Connor Saxon. Finley Warner Hill. Jawei Chen. Samuel J. Swee. Juliana Isabella Broussard. Justin Michael Bowers. Ryan Carnes. Gunnar Dwayne Miller. Darren Lee. Waylon Uyan. Ryan W. Lee. Dylan Andrew Abels. B. Bustle. Blaine Joseph Leewag. Mason Reed Hyman. Cody L. Blankenship. Ankit Mystery. Saish Maluri. Shivam Mystery. Alan Austin Wordlaw. Christopher Patrick McKinnon II. Elijah Ivory Thomas Randall. Matthew Joseph Bowlby. Seth Ryan Jarutek. Christian Edwin Tongate. Anna Elizabeth Weiss. Elmo Michael Gayoso. Jacob Cheney. Madeline Martin. Kyle Prescott Mickelson. Connor R. Bates. Thomas Gary Peterson Jr. Lane T. Barton. Tyler Ashley Ellison. Sashan Madhushank Amarasingh. Thomas Cade Self. Jun Lee Young. Ethan Kenneth Marsh. Matthew James Bianchi. Dakota Jackson Davis. Michael Kyle Dickey. Brandon Maupin. Logan Ellis O'Neill. Noah Wade Dolly. Julian Aiden Halloy. Ukesh Pramod Kumar. Graham M. Buchanan. Gitasak Ajur. Ricky Lau. Caleb Thompson Fisher. Jacob Brian Hawkins. Dylan B. Lewis. Joshua L. Butler. Pierluigi Camby Febri. Charles Thomas Double. William Connor Osborne. Reese Wesley Sparks. Sean William Laughlin. Justin Holden Blanchard. Jared M. Dixon. Justin McKnight. Brandon Drew Marth. Jacob Andrew Schaffner. Colin Joseph Kananoko. Luke Edward Salyer. Raymond John Luberto. Dane Maxwell Whitmany. Fernando Maya Gonzalez. Zachary Mark Witzel. Tyler B. Nitchie. Zachary Hunter Malkmus. Andrew Lay Jr. Jacob R. Looney. Xavier Jackson Miller. Andrew Lorig Rutter. Ethan Maynes. Riley Joseph Paul Crockett. Jake Thomas Seaton. John Edward Arndt. Sonas M. Jasny. Joshua Jesus Rodriguez Jaimes. Christian Christopher Graham. Nathan R. Pan. Victor Jan Hanset. Kayan Daniel. Next, from the Department of Industrial and Systems Engineering, we have Bryn Alexandra Bertovic. Caitlin Lauren Fletcher. Gia Marie Vergara. Maeve Elizabeth Hanley. Casturi Pelopalium. Audra Elise Stedman. Sophia Perdomo. Harriet Ann Williamson. Brooks McCall Plumley. Ian Matthew Osborne. Luke Lyons. Ian Daniel Dressman. Eli John Macon. John C. Kraft. Trenton Chase Dickerson. Matthew Cesar Peavy. Adam Christopher Rangel. Dean William Alorando. Regine Megan Gomez. Elena Danielle Washington. Stephanie Marilyn Kraus. Rachel Emily Cheek. Landon Williams. Micah Leanne Owens. Jalen Montgomery. Stephen Leonard Walker Jr. Tyrone Nazareth Hawkins. Nicholas Scott Mitchell. Hunter Grant Holcomb. Alexander Devin Galligan. Charles Alexander Nussbaum. William Dakota Colligan. Our next students are from the Department of Materials Science and Engineering. Erin Elizabeth Mackey. Michael Thomas Browd. Mackenzie Ann Camp. Charisse Noel Dale. Jacob Lynn Vickers. Emmeline Lilliam Howard. Sydney Isabel Johnson. Bethany Nicole Chase. Jeremy Haley Driver. Our next students are from the Department of Mechanical Aerospace and Biomedical Engineering. William T. Buziak. Gage Campbell Talley. An Lon Tron. Catherine E. Eileen Freeman. Garrison D. Howard. Megan E. Smitherman. Sophia Jean Hatchat. Ariana Hutchins. Geneva Ray Ballard. Ashlyn Marie Ricola. Harrison Powell James. Colton Pewitt. Madison Victoria Packard. Michael Rodney Fox. Jake Brown. Bryson Scott Kelly. Hayden Everett Aarons. Henry Robert Gates. Bryson P. Eisenhut. Patrick Ryan Jones. Jack Worthington Stickley. Timothy Blake Lavelle. Hannah Paige Seebeck. Olivia Lejeune. Noah Gregory Reeder. William Patrick Turner. Zachary Covington Kohler. Piper Ann Sauerbrunn. Sarah Elizabeth Miller. Isabel Ann Boyd. Rachel Marie Ivy. Nikki Sue Meshkat. Jack Dalton Dodson. Braden Wayne Fuller. Robert Darrell Bradley III. Kaylin Mackenzie Deck. Anna McKay. Abby Cheryl Eggerman. Sean Joseph Caulfield. Jalen Alexander Barker. Kendall Elise Flores. Deonta M. Sales. Sincere Mucky Pruitt. Jordan Deshaun Morris. Charles Edward Hayes III. Christopher Lee Lowe. Russell Tucker Riggin. Carter Elijah Blessing. Joseph Scott Brown. Chris Hung. Parker Thomas Hall. Chloe Bethany Stone. Mariah N. Seneglas. Caressa Alice Fullerton. Amber Catherine Hiscock. Margaret Elizabeth Buckner. Haley Luann Kopish. Xavier Saku Johnson. Michael Anthony Wingate. Joshua Glenn Gilder. Colby Charles Bull. Tyler Shane Kilpatrick. Jonathan M. Hambley. Ricardo Valentin Crescencio. Laura Elizabeth Von Bargen. Mackenzie M. Sutton. Noah Connor Nash. Kanan James Anderson. Daniel Arrington McPartland. Jonathan Hendrick Radeveld. Ashley Jean Kulikowski. Ryan Anthony Jakobic. Chase Anunde Woodard. Justin Christopher Merriweather. Ronnie M. Rayner. French Philip Norfleet. Fisher Scott Adkison. Nina Bott. Nico Anthony Warren. Mitchell Ryan Pentecost. Terry Wynn. Samuel David Dixon. Nathan Robert Pitcher. William Thomas Medley. Phila Mosun. Dalal Belaruk. Augusto Brossa Fabricio. Matthew Stephen Magazzini. Connor Michael Coulvard. Mills F. Johnson. Brandon Richard Pinto. Ethan Christopher Rummel. Bennett Samuel Fowler. Evan William Gitto. Adam J. Schofield. Jacob Lynn Fawcett. Hunter Alexis Clark. Emily Camille DeBias. Thomas Apiaten Scott. Stephen Q. Cade Thomas Walker. David Matthew Zavracki. Chloe Marie Caruso. Ria Tressa Venad. Benjamin Joseph Kaiser. Michael David Scotty. Zachary Edward Morgan. Weston Sullivan. Anthony Lewis Spezia IV. McCade Lockhart Patrick. Connor Kearns Trainer. Skylar Dylan Sims. Matthew Gregory Sawson. Joshua Raymond Meany. Jagrat Rakeshbai Patel. Emily S. Torres. Bradley Edwards. Mason A. Davis. Caleb Aaron Kane. Jordan Alexander Minor. Charles Bora Brush. Joshua Tyler Watkins. Jacob Schrader Lockhart. James Samuel Schofield Keith. Brock Charles Lancet. Cameron Lawrence Kunzer. Evan Jacob Halls. Catherine Ann Ward. Rachel U. Constantine. Sophia Carmel Edwards. Mara Shute. Brenna Catherine Ellis. John David Wright. Jonathan Davis Gustafson. Allison Kathleen Matoshek. Emily Savannah Landis. Dalton Colvin. Molly Jane Klaus. Joseph Kyungmin Broughton. Emma K. Flood. Andrew Scott Herman. Samuel Nathan Hauser. Riley G. McDonald. Addison Grachefsey. Jordan Alexandra Oxendine. Lauren Dial. Bianca Ray Marcelo Harris. Joseph Anthony Motto. Micah James Fletcher. Lauren Michelle Pate. Andrew Mixon. Isabella Masher. Sarah Elizabeth Shore. Benjamin Dean Paul Crawford. Samuel Nelson Reed. Clayton Calvin Arwood Jr. Anfin David Martinu Chilson. Jack Davis Keffer. Nicholas Champion Wagner. Eric L. Zook. Garrett Reese Chaffins. Jason Patrick Catagan. Andrew Reed Napier. Benjamin Allen Klunk. Christopher William Jones. Carson Tyler Rossi. Brandon McCurvey. Elijah Nathaniel Callender. Parker H. Henderson. Chase Michael McCullough. Jacob C. Babcock. Nicholas Paul Richard. Brock Cooper Garland. Brighton Riza Rahimi. William Stone Carter. Peyton Allen Davis. Connor Patrick Hamill. Pete Bunch. Abrian Islam Abir. Colum Shelton Spurlock. Mohammed Alawami. William Joshua Feldman. Benjamin Wade Hancock. Max L. Howell. Brian Lee Hicks. John E. Bradley, Jr. Will Christopher Erickson. Olivia Brooke Carver. Katerina Lynn DeCamp. Danielle Fischella. Jace D. Birchfield. Grant T. Johnson. Benjamin Knox Sparkman. Adam Edward Cash. Thomas M. Cook. Rebecca Lynn Bowles. Eliza Catherine Connor. Marissa Claire Odell. Kara Marie Garner. Rudra S. Patel. Nylan Joseph Alexander. Connor John Brown. Robert Palmer Baines. Elizabeth Rose Duty. Jordan Kate Mole. Our next graduates are from the Department of Nuclear Engineering. Autumn Nicole Mitchell. Claire Young Gibson. Thomas George Ensley. James Franklin Pierce. Eli C. Kraus. Adam Michael Hedrick. James Harrison Jackson. William E. Bond. Cade Thomas Abbott. Mitchell Thomas Crockett. Landry Davis Wells. Christopher Thomas Schaff. Bradley Thomas Moore. Matthew D. McMillan. Levi Nevin Holler. Alexander David Tucker. Evan Keith Godbehere. Catherine Noel Howe. Megan Whittle. Colin Robert Webb. Landon Scott Bethel. Jolene M. Worthy. Ryan M. Shanks. Daniel Alexander Clasing. Aiden Kai Estes Lumpkin. Riley Jean Wheeler. Nicholas Allen Gentry.
On behalf of the University of Tennessee community, I extend to you, our 2024 graduates, a heartfelt congratulations and best wishes. Let's give our graduates another round of applause. Now, I would like to welcome Lieutenant Colonel Damian Johnson, who will commission our ROTC cadets as officers of the United States military.
Ladies and gentlemen, the individuals coming forward are graduating from the University of Tennessee ROTC programs. In a moment, I will administer the oath of office, officially commissioning them as officers in our nation's armed forces. This oath is not only an affirmation to their allegiance and loyalty to serve, it is also a daily challenge to them and will serve as a guide to their lives as they serve and lead. Please come to attention, raise your right hand, and repeat after me. I state your name, having been appointed a second lieutenant in the United States Armed Forces. Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. And that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties of the office upon which I'm about to enter. So help me God. Ladies and gentlemen, the newest lieutenants in the United States Armed Forces.
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Johnson. Congratulations to our new U.S. Armed Forces officers. Let's give these new officers another round of applause. As a reminder, when the ceremony ends, all guests and graduates are asked to exit up the stairs to the concourse level. It is now my pleasure to introduce Provost John Zomchik to the podium. He will conduct the conferral of degrees and conclude today's ceremony. You have waited a long time for this moment, and I want you to enjoy it. After your degree has been conferred, I hope you will celebrate and soak in this moment. After the celebration, the stage party will recess and our ceremony will be officially concluded. Graduates will exit at the back of the arena floor to receive a gift from the university. Graduates will then exit the building and be directed to the outdoor ramp towards the concourse level to meet their guests. Guests will not be allowed on the arena floor and are asked to exit the building up the stairs to the concourse level.
Thank you, Dr. Dankwa. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. What a pleasure it is for me to stand here before you tonight to celebrate the class of 2024. Let's hear it for them. Graduates, tonight, we are not only celebrating the diplomas that you're about to receive, but the education that it represents, the knowledge that you've gained, the experiences that have shaped you, and the relationships that have supported you over the last 4 or more years. You're a special group. You arrived here on Rocky Top, our home sweet home, in the fall of 2020, at a time of great uncertainty, unsure of what your journey would look like. We all were. But you came as all volunteers before you, with an open mind, a generous heart, hungry for knowledge, and prepared to have the times of your life. You came knowing that those who are sitting beside you, maybe you didn't know them then, but having faith that you would make friends who would support you on your journey. You came knowing that the people surrounding you today in the stands would be there for you. They have been, and to them we all owe that debt of support. You did it. You did it. You've shown courage, you've shown ingenuity, and you've shown care and compassion for the friends that you have made. And this makes you a very special and resilient graduating class. Today, you leave Rocky Top, ready for whatever comes next. I invite you to return often, and to remember with great fondness all of the times, hard and fun, that you've spent here over the last 4 years. Ladies and gentlemen, aren't we proud of our graduates this evening? So now we've arrived at the moment that everyone has been waiting for, that you have worked so hard for over the years. The moment when I confer your degrees and you get to move your tassel from one side to the other, signifying the passage from student to graduate, from volunteer to volunteer for life. This is a special moment for us, all of us, to celebrate you and to celebrate your success. So, degree candidates, would you please stand? Oh yeah. Your presence here this evening demonstrates that you have done the work and completed the requirements for your degrees. On behalf of the state of Tennessee and the Board of Trustees of the University of Tennessee, it gives me great pleasure to confer upon you the degrees for which you have been recommended. Graduates, now move your tassels. Congratulations. You may now be seated. We do. We'll close this ceremony tonight, as is our tradition, with the singing of the alma mater, together for you for the first time as graduates and alumni. After the singing of the alma mater, we want to give you a few minutes to celebrate, soak in the experience. Engineers, you may use your engineering ingenuity. Show everyone how engineers celebrate. Throw your caps, dance in the aisles. We've seen some good dancing tonight. Cheer, make noise. So please stand now for the alma mater. After the celebration, the stage party will recess and our ceremony will be officially ended. Congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to family and friends. And as always, go Vols!
On a hallowed hill in Tennessee, like beacon shining bright, the stately walls of old UT rise glorious to the sight. So here's to you, old Tennessee, our alma mater true. We pledge in love and harmony our loyalty to you.
All right, are we ready to show them how engineers celebrate? Are we ready? All right. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Woo!